Hey guys, welcome to my second episode of Overwatch Concepts, where I will be talking more about decision making. Decision making is very crucial in every single role, and it's extremely useful for supports because there's so many things you can do differently. By applying these concepts, you're gonna be able to climb your rank games real fast. What is decision making? Decision making is the ability to make choices based on what you see. So right now, both of my bots are critical. So my choice is, for the best choice, it'll probably be healing, right? You want to keep your teammates alive. But now, since they're full health, or basically full health, and you don't really need to be healing them, what is your next decision? So, let me top them off again. You generally, once you do this, you take a little bit of damage, but it's just gap time where you can be, weaving in some shots on the enemies. And while at the same time, you wanna be moving, because you don't want to be like the sitting still target. You don't want to be scoping the whole time. Because when you scope, if you watch your replay when you die when you scope in as Ana, you're really slow and very vulnerable, especially if you're not near cover. So these are key concepts of basic decision making that you do as a support. Okay, let's take the new support for example. The new support is, to a lot of people, very weak because his healing isn't capable of, keeping up with bots almost. Like, these bots should be relatively easy to heal. Like, most supports, other than Zen, as long as they heal properly. So, as a light weaver, you generally want to heal, but at the same time, you want to, weave in the damage when possible. It also provides pressure. So if the enemy backs away because you damage them, that's also relatively quote-unquote, pressure, and makes you basically heal your teammates because they don't take damage. So this is just a concept you should think about, and sometimes it's better to weave in some damage. Don't be that guy who just like damages the whole time and gets killed, but like the teammates die because they could have healed. Don't be that guy, And also, Light Weaver is one of those characters where his utilities is very strong. You're able to, find really creative ways to, change the fight. So what makes Light Weaver strong? If his healing sucks and his damage is relatively not that good compared to other supports, why is he strong? Mainly because of his utility. His utility is different from other supports. The ability to enable your teammates the same way that Mercy does, but rather than just damage boosting them, he allows for DPS to play on higher grounds, your tank to play on higher grounds, reposition in a different spot that nobody usually plays. These concepts allow for Light Weaver to be strong, not just pure healing or damage alone. And this concept is why generally Moira is pretty bad in higher elo, because all she provides is pure healing and pure damage. Her utility is very greedy because she is able to output a lot of things and just do her own thing, because her kit is like revolved around the ability to not get punished, the ability to just like these orbs don't take a lot of attention. You just throw the orb, hopefully it hits somebody, and it's really easy to use. That's why Moiras are generally really dominant in lower elos. One last concept I would really want to talk about is, when should you do damage and when should you use your abilities. So generally you want to use Kiriko's abilities when your teammates are about to die, like on the verge of death, and you want to secure that, like keeping them alive. And this invulnerability allows for them to be alive for a certain amount of time. So this can turn around fights and keep your teammates alive. Also, when do you want to damage, right? Generally as Kiriko, you can heal and weave in some kunais at the same time. If your teammates aren't taking that much damage, you can just be kunaiing the whole time. But if your teammates are, you can always throw a few shots and then heal, throw a few shots and then heal. And that's generally what good Kirikos do. And there are a lot more things other than aim that makes Kiriko good. And these small decisions of basically, if your tank's getting antied and you just use Suzu and cancel that, huge. if your teammates are stunned by Shatter and you can react to it, and Suzu, huge. Because these abilities are really strong. They can turn around fights that quick as long as you make the right decisions. So right now I'm gonna look for an off angle since we do have Ana. Ana's enough healing. We're just gonna TP away to cleanse it, and we just do it again. We just go back in. The whole goal is pressure. Straight up pressure. Okay, our Ana died, so we're gonna have to heal. We just build our ultimates. Yep, we just poke. We just keep poking. Sometimes you get hit kills. That's just how the supports work. That's why you don't want to heal bots, because if they're 1 HP and you hit them, it's kind of free. So as a support player, cooldowns is super important. Very, very important. It's one of the strongest in the game. So it also has one of the highest cooldowns in the game as well. So you gotta be really careful when you play support and use your cooldowns properly. As Kiriko, you wanna just like be more aggressive than normal because you don't have that escape ability. You also your headshots can like catch people off guard as well. So whenever your support dies, you always want to. I choose this because he's antied. So you just choose it because you know he's gonna die. Genji's up here, right? You want to pressure him out. Mercy flying with him, you pressure Mercy. It's very simple. They're not looking like off-angling. I got slapped, unlucky, happens. But we won the fight because of pressure. Pressure is very important. Pressure makes people look away, so Ashe isn't able to land shots because she looked away just to try to get me. That's why pressure is so insane. And we have Anas. So generally you don't want to be healing too much if you have Ana, because stacking healing is not that good unless you really need to save. Decision making is a very complex topic that can be applied to any role. It is very relative and very situational because things vary. There's a lot of information that change. There's a lot of things that change, and you just want to, have more experience by playing the game more and learning from what you experience. And that's why decision making is one of those concepts that can be simple at first, but very complex at the same time because things change and you have to adapt. So I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you in GM.